What's going on, everybody? It's the Triple Threat Podcast YouTube channel. You know, we're back here in MJ Jorge's house. You know, it's a special place here. It's an honor. And we're talking World Cup. The World Cup started today. Today's what? What's the date today? It's June 11th at 5:59 at night right here. And I have two special guests, guys. We got two soccer analysts, best in Calgary, best in the nation here, ready to talk. You know, we're in store for a really good episode. MJ, you know, we're not big soccer guys, obviously. You know, we love talking our basketball. Everyone knows we love ball, but this is something we wanted to expand on, and I'm pretty excited, man. Like, World Cup 2026, this is going to be insane. This is probably one of the biggest tournaments ever, because it's, 48 teams now they're doing instead of 32? It's across, U.S., Mexico, Canada? Like, it's going to be an absolute gong show, in my opinion. Yeah. But we started off today, what was it? South Africa and
Mexico.
You guys both watched it. What give us your thoughts here? Let's get this chat going here.
Beforehand. This is David and this is AMAZIAH.
My name is David.
Just so people know who they are. Basically, just in case. So go ahead.
Do you want to start?
I think the first thing I was talking to you earlier is 3 red cards, 1 game.
Yeah, for an opener, it's kind of like unexpected a bit, you know.
2022 World Cup, there was 4 in the whole World Cup. 64 games, there was 4 red cards.
And now there was 3 in the first one.
We have first game. The only one I know, you know, none of us really love real live, but too young to watch, but in 06, you know the famous Portugal versus England, I think.
That was an opener?
No, it wasn't an opener, but there's 4 red cards in the game. 2 for each.
Yeah, I think the reason why is like they're being a bit more like intentional with like the reffing, because like refereeing is like it's changed a lot. Like over the past even like for example before 2020 they would only have like maximum like 3 substitutions per game, but then after like COVID and everything now like some games can have like a team can have like 5 substitutions.
They also have like a lot of the changes. When I was watching, they have hydration breaks now.
Yeah, I saw
They never had that in the past.
I was so confused. Like,
well, honestly,
I think it was a COVID thing. I think it was a COVID
This is the first World Cup with this. I swear.
It kinda,
they did not have a last World Cup.
Not the last World Cup.
Hydration break.
I think they did.
I feel like they did. I think they did. 2022, I think they definitely did. But I mean, it's a good thing because a lot of these players are playing in for example, they're playing in North America now.
The climate.
None of them have been there, like high altitude. It's a lot hotter. Like there was a picture of like the England squad like playing in the States, and these guys are just like sweating.
I heard that Tuchel told his team like for England for their vacation to all go to America.
Ahead of time. But I think it's a good thing. But honestly, yeah, like it was a very good opener. It was a very good opener. Like Mexico showing that, like, you know, bro, they were so technical today. It was actually crazy to see. I don't know if it's like more of like a South Africa played bad and Mexico were just better. But honestly, the way Mexico played ball, I personally have my prediction. I think they finished their group ahead of let me see. I think it was during Group A. I have Mexico over Korea, South Africa, and Chechnya possible. Technically, personally, I think Mexico finished the top of their group. They have a lot of good ballers: Alvarez, Ochoa, Raul. I mean, Ochoa's not going to be started. Ochoa's not going to be started for them. But like, I think having those older players in your squad playing like a bit of like a leadership role really helps them a lot. Like that's why Jordan Henderson is still in England, because like he's pushing 40. But he's still like the captain of the England squad. So having that like leadership role in their team is really good. And I think Mexico edged the top of the group, and the way they played in the opener was just like a glimpse of like what's yet to come.
So you think it's a slow build? Like they're building on this. Like this is the first win, and then you know they're just gonna keep going, and like they're gonna go all the way. Is what you're saying?
I don't know.
Especially
not
with
going all the
advantage.
way.
Okay.
I don't think And home court advantage.
They'll get to round of like.
16.
I think they can get around to 16 because
maybe.
I was telling you like you were telling me I guess their technical football was crazy today.
Yeah.
I think they played like because there was a couple plays like I don't know the Mexican team that much. I know a couple players, but like they had some young players, they had some vets, but they were playing like proper like tiki taka, like Spanish type football. But at the same time, I'm thinking like, are they going to be playing like that against a team that's even somewhat decent? Because South Africa, like, it was almost impressive. Like, I was expecting, I don't know much of it. I was expecting more based on, like, what was it, 2010 opener, you know, with the famous goal from... You guys probably even
You guys probably
No,
my first World Cup was 2010.
I know a little bit. Yeah, no, it's 2010.
No, but you know,
I don't know about
he
you.
scores and he does
He does the dance.
He does the dance.
Yeah.
Bro. But I mean, that was like a very old squad. But the thing is that I think South Africa is just an outlier in terms of like other African countries and their footballing possibilities. And in terms of how I think Mexico would play against other teams, I mean, right now their groups, I feel like they have a pretty decent group. It's just I feel like the only group that's really gonna give them a problem would be, did I say South Korea?
South Korea,
Yeah, South Korea. There's something about Chechnya that you probably know that I don't know, but I don't see them making out of that group. I think South Africa will probably go ahead of Chechnya.
I'll say I think 1 is Mexico, 2 is South Korea. I think 3 is Czechia, 4 is South Africa, but I don't think there's enough talent in Czechia to get enough points to be one of the third place teams to qualify anyways.
Okay.
So I
agree with that.
I think in this group it's only going to be Mexico and South Korea anyways.
Okay, yeah. So our predictions.
I don't think third and fourth.
Our predictions are pretty eye to eye.
But I would say South Korea and Mexico are the ones.
Okay.
I think also, oh no, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're on.
No, because I wanted to, in a sense, like obviously y'all are talking about the teams and the different teams within the stages and whatnot. I think we can kind of start it now. Give me your winners for each state, for each group. Who do y'all think is gonna finish first, second?
Let's
These are
Give me
professional.
that, and then give me Darkhorse.
Group.
Okay,
We'll just do a quick, like, we don't have to explain it for now.
Yeah,
We'll just do
okay.
a quick
Quick,
explanation.
Group
We
A.
already did.
Group A, yeah, Mexico, Korea,
B.
South Africa, Chechnya. B, you go first.
Okay.
I think Switzerland will come out first.
Okay.
I think Canada will
Yeah,
come
say
out
that
second.
order.
Okay.
I think Qatar, and then, but yeah, that's it. That's 4.
I have Switzerland first,
Okay.
Bosnia second, Canada third.
Okay, that's fine.
Unfortunately,
Qatar.
I'm not patriotic. I'm sorry, guys. And Qatar last.
I think Qatar is probably one of the worst teams in the whole World Cup. I think there's 0 chance. I think if they get a couple goals, like even one.
I'd
goal,
say
2
Jordan.
goals.
I'd say Jordan or Curacao because it's their first.
Curacao is definitely the number.
Because it's their first
They
time.
don't
playing.
even have a population.
But yeah, I mean Qatar played in the last World Cup, so they're a bit.
But I think Canada, because of home court advantage, and honestly Canada's team is not terrible. I'm not like, obviously we're Canadian. I would like.
What,
Canada to
Jonathan
get this
Davis
far.
and Alfonso Davies?
They got,
Aside, who else?
is it Buchanan, the guy from plays in Syria? I think it's Buchanan. I think he plays for Inter Milan.
Buchanan, I think Buchanan.
Or is he American? To be honest, sometimes.
Yeah, I always mix up like Weston
But I
McKennie,
think-
Weston McKennie, Buchanan. I always mix them
I
up.
think
'cause, like, you know,
Buchanan and he plays like that's a major team. So I think Canada can. Well, tomorrow. if they
Tomorrow,
lose
we'll have to see after the opener for Canada. That's it.
And we're just saying out of group stage, like out of group
Yeah.
stage.
Are they just for the viewers too? Are they better than last year? Would you say? Just quick.
Last time?
Yes or no? Okay.
Yeah, I
Good
think
to know.
so.
Because home court advantage does a lot.
Okay.
Like playing a game in Vancouver, playing a game
Yeah.
in Toronto.
Yeah,
Okay.
playing
Let's go next.
Toronto.
Let's go next.
Okay.
Group
You
C,
go first this
I
time.
have Brazil first, Morocco second,
Okay.
Scotland third, Hades fourth.
Same.
Same.
We don't even need to talk about that. I think
Yeah.
that one's
Yeah.
pretty clear.
Okay.
Okay, I want to hear. Okay, Group D. What do you think?
Group D, I think Turkey first.
Okay, me too. Which is actually a crazy shot, but yeah, Turkey first. Yeah,
This one might be crazy, but I low key think Paraguay second.
Paraguay second.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think US third, Australia last.
U.S. third?
I think
U.S.
I think the US is going to be one of the biggest disappointments because I actually don't think they're going to get through the group because of their group. If Canada was in this group, to be fair, I also don't think we would get out. So I don't think it's because US. Like I think the US probably even has probably a better team than Canada, and they have their manager.
Poach?
Yeah,
Pochettino?
Pochettino.
Yeah.
So they got a good manager. It's a foreign manager, so it might be difficult to work with the players. But I think the US will disappoint.
Maybe. For me, I have Turkey at first because of players like Nkapi, Kenny Mendes, Goulet. I guess for the Madrid fans, bro. I have USA second. I have Paraguay third, and I have Australia last. The reason why I have USA second instead of third is because I feel like again, one thing I'm gonna argue about is star power, and I think with Messi coming into the MLS, there's been a lot of eyes on the MLS, and because of that, their footballing technicality has to improve to make it entertaining, and they're learning more about how they play football in Germany or in England or in France or in a lot of countries like that. And again, home court advantage in terms of they're playing in weather and climates that they're very familiar to and altitude that they're familiar to. That's why I think the USA finished second, over Uruguay and Australia. Sorry, over Paraguay and Australia. But I mean, hey, only time will tell, right? Maybe the LeBron James of soccer.
Yo,
Christian Pulisic.
Don't say that. The fear's not here. We don't have to say that.
Oh,
Who said that? Where does that come from?
The LeBron James of soccer. I think it was on ESPN or something like that. Was it
that's
ESPN?
American.
All right, next group. Let's hear it.
Group E, I have Germany first, Ecuador second,
Okay.
Cote d'Ivoire third, and Curacao last.
Okay.
Now, I will say, I think Ecuador and Germany can go either way. I think Ecuador have the potential to finish first, but that is only if they're playing at full max capacity. But
I think Ecuador first. Germany.
you have Ecuador first? Okay.
Yeah, I think I was telling you. I guess we can probably go through all the teams and go back out, but
Yeah.
I think this is one of the groups for sure that the third place team will be going to qualify. Because do you know how it works, Noah?
Yeah, like a little
So
bit.
so there's whatever 12 groups.
Yeah.
And the first two for every group goes through, but the third place team for 8 of the best go through.
Yeah.
I see.
So basically, for only 4 groups, the third place person would not go through.
I
but
see.
the other
Yeah,
8 will.
basically.
Right.
It's like a mini knockout.
If it's a group where you think like, I think for this, because there's Curacao, I think like when Cote d'Ivoire plays them, they can easily score a lot. Of
Yeah.
and I told you with Diomande,
Curacao feels
with
more like a
Doué.
given, like they're not really.
So I think Ivory Coast will be third, but I think with their win against France, I think they're definitely, even though it was their B team,
Even though it was France's B team.
it's still I think they'll definitely get
Now,
it.
in my opinion, I think Group F is the group of death. That's the next group.
Group F, let's talk about
I
that
personally
right
think Group F is like the group of death.
I'm excited
Or
for
low key
that.
go either way.
All right,
But I want to hear your predictions first.
now. Okay, I'm tempted. Like I think a lot of people might say Japan first because of what they did in 2022, but Japan I think will be one of the disappointments.
Okay.
I think Netherlands first. I think Netherlands to me, like every World Cup I watch,
They're
Netherlands doesn't.
respectable.
They don't disappoint.
Yeah,
they always
Bro,
play
that match
pretty well.
against Argentina.
That was probably one of the
World
best like games I've watched in my life.
Cup. Honestly, I can't lie. It was.
That was like I remember.
I think that was a
watching-
better game than the final, even though there was a hat trick in that final. But I mean, it was what 2.
I would still say the final is better because like the final I've never experienced. That's probably
That's
the best.
fair,
That's
That's
why
the
Messi's the goat.
That's the best
Yeah,
sporting
yeah,
event
yeah,
I've
yeah,
watched.
yeah. I'm gonna talk about that later, but
But-
let's keep getting through
Let's
this.
see how we'll go.
I think Netherlands
Let's like
first,
this.
Japan second,
Mhm.
Sweden I think is the worst big name team
Okay.
in this tournament.
That's a hot take. Okay.
I don't think they'll do anything. I think they'll be third place, but they're still gonna get.
Why are they not gonna do anything?
Offense to any Swedish viewers.
Tunisia.
This is crazy
Tunisia
news.
for-
Why?
Because they first off they barely even qualified for the World Cup in general.
Okay.
They qualified for the World Cup through Nations, through whatever Nations League. or whatever.
Nations League.
Yeah, but Sweden, who do they have? Isak.
Sweden.
They
That's
have
the thing. Isak.
the Arsenal forward.
They have Isak. They have
Gyökeres.
Gyökeres.
And look at both of those players. Look at look
Oh,
at both
no,
of their
no,
star
no.
players.
Let's not.
Isak, I love Isak. He's Ethiopian. Like, but Isak. Like,
Isak is
you can talk as a
Isak.
Liverpool
Isak
fan, talk as a
is
Liverpool fan.
as a
What has he
Liverpool
done?
fan.
He's the biggest
Okay,
disappointment
he
in the
got
Premier League this
he
season.
had an injury earlier in the season.
Yeah, but he's still.
But if you watch their most
Oh,
if you watch their most recent game, well, we're not
we're not
here about to talk about Liverpool.
Listen.
If you watch,
Hey,
okay.
Hey, listen, table it in.
we want to get through these groups.
Yeah, we gotta
Open
get to these
discussions.
groups.
Let's
Okay,
open
yeah,
it.
yeah.
say yours.
For me personally, I have Netherlands, Sweden, Japan third, Tunisia last.
I think Sweden goes second.
I think Sweden goes second.
Okay.
Anthony Elanga, Victor.
Okay.
We're keeping that on the low. Isak, Gyökeres, I think Sweden have a pretty good chance. The thing is that a lot of people are like, Japan played well in the last World Cup. But the thing is that like I'm not really moved by Japan. I don't know enough about their national team. I just know that recently their captain Endo Wataru he just retired from international because he got injured like 2 weeks ago or something, and he had to leave the
They had a couple
Japanese
players. They had a
team.
couple players.
I think Japan might have a good chance, but I think it's extremely low. That's why I have Sweden second.
Okay,
Next
Group
group.
G.
Okay.
You go first in this one. 'cause I think I
Okay.
know your thinking.
Group G, I have Egypt first. I think Egypt are gonna be probably the second or the best African team in this World Cup. I have Egypt first, Belgium second, Iran third, and New Zealand last.
Okay.
I might even argue Iran finish over Belgium.
Why?
I might argue that. I think Belgium have surpassed like their golden age, their golden era.
Mhm.
I mean, they do have some big names. Courtois, who plays for Real Madrid. They have Kevin De Bruyne. They have Lukaku. They have Tielemans, Witsel. But I feel like all those guys are way past their prime. Like the last time Belgium was making waves, like Eden Hazard was like still playing for them. You know, I feel like Belgium has left their golden generation way behind, and times are changing. And I think Iran might have a chance.
I think I kind of agree with you, but I think Belgium still comes up first. I was telling you this. I think because of Courtois and Doku. Courtois is Asian, but I think Courtois. I'm like as a Madrid, Courtois. Everyone like he's still one of the best goalkeepers in the world, season by season.
He is. His
injuries
so
are coming. His injuries have been spiking a little bit, but he's still the most consistent goalkeeper. Like he's one of the best goalkeepers of all time.
He is, but
and Doku has still been. I don't think they'll carry him to. I think they'll carry him to the group stage. That's all I think. After that, it's game up. Egypt definitely second. I think New Zealand 100% last, and Iran third. I think Iran could. I think in the World Cup, different political narratives also I think I kind of play into play. So I think Iran playing against the US. I think Iran will actually have fire. Just because of
oh my gosh! I just pray like some like third world country like a Muslim country knocks out like the US.
Okay,
This is a
oh my god! This has to get edited out.
Next.
I'm keeping that. All right, next.
Let's go.
We gotta fire these. Let's go.
Group H.
We're going like super slow.
Okay. Group H. AMAZIAH, hit me.
Spain 100% first. Uruguay second. Saudi third. Cape Verde last.
I say Spain first, Saudi Arabia second, Uruguay third, and Cabo Verde last. I have Saudi Arabia second because, again, like I said earlier, star power. With Ronaldo coming into the Saudi league, the Saudi Arabians, they're playing better football. They're learning. They're having better facilities to accumulate for like the star power that Ronaldo's bringing in. And people might argue that Ronaldo doesn't have influence like that. Ronaldo has influence. A lot of people were watching Saudi league games. A lot of people were more in tune towards the league and like their players and everything as well. And I think them performing well in this World Cup will showcase that like things are improving in the Saudi league. That's why I have them finishing over Uruguay and Cabo Verde. I feel like Uruguay, a lot of people really rate a lot of South American teams, and rightfully so. But I feel like Uruguay don't have, I don't want to say they don't have enough to qualify in the top two. Because when I think of Uruguay, they do have a lot of good players. Ronaldo Araujo, who plays for Barcelona. They have Darwin Nunez. They have Valverde as well, which are like European tested players. And these guys are like, they've been tested in Europe because that's where the best football is played. But I feel like Uruguay don't edge it just enough to make it into the top two in their group personally.
Yeah, I think Uruguay definitely goes second. I think that's probably the craziest. Like you told me this earlier. I agree with what you're saying, and I can maybe at the best say they get third and they can score enough points to go through. But I think Uruguay, their talent is enough to get.
But yeah, Spain, they're locking on that first.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this later. But yeah.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Next.
Group I.
This is for a lot considered the group of death.
This is
a lot of people think this is the group of death, but
this is France.
I have France going. I'm just kidding.
No.
France first, Senegal second over Holland's Norway, and I have Iraq last.
Norway just got here, so it's like
Norway. They kind of did just get here, but a lot of the players have played in Europe. They've played in the Championship. They've played in like Bundesliga. They've played in the Dutch league, places like that. But I think Senegal, after coming off this, in my opinion, what I believe is their AFCON win. Some people might say it's Morocco's win, but I think Senegal won that.
They still have a trophy right now.
I think Senegal won that AFCON. I don't care what anybody says. I think Senegal finished second, just underneath France.
Right.
I think I got the same thing, but obviously I have Norway second. I think Norway.
You have Norway second over Senegal?
Wow. I have Norway over Senegal for sure. Because one, Holland, like the best number 9.
You can't carry a team though.
Musa, Leipzig.
Sorloth, Leipzig.
Yeah. Sorloth plays for Atletico Madrid. If you watched Atletico in this Champions League run, like I didn't know much about him, but watching him, I was like, Odegaard, like they have top players. Like these are not like random names. These are all other than Musa. These are all like top players.
That's true.
I think all the hype around Norway is well deserved.
I think it is well deserved.
I think they will. I actually think if there's any team to like knock out a big team, like a Spain, a France, I think Norway could do it.
You think Norway could do it?
I think Norway could do it.
I don't
There's
see
a
them-
big team to knock out, like England, let's say. I think
No.
Bro.
Okay, we'll get to
Well,
England.
England-
No.
England
Don't say that.
It's still a big team. Don't say
Yeah,
England.
yeah,
It's still a
don't
big-
say
Are you
that.
an England fan?
Yeah, I am.
No,
Don't
bro,
say that.
I don't-
Don't get into it.
I
Don't
don't
say
see.
that.
I don't see Norway knocking out Senegal. Like even I don't see Norway knocking out even Senegal,
Right.
which some people might think is a crazy statement, but I just genuinely believe Senegal have the capacity to do it. Now, Group J. I'll let you start first.
Alright, this is a big question, guys. Argentina. Let's
He
hear it.
called us. He
No,
said
hold
this.
on. Let me
Oh,
say it.
oh.
Let me say it. Let me
Jordan fourth.
Okay.
Yeah, it's your first time in the
I'm
World
just
Cup.
gonna say that right now. Jordan
That's
fourth.
good.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Jordan.
Argentina first.
Okay.
Austria, Algeria.
Austria, Algeria. I have the exact same thing, and
Honestly, I don't
obviously,
even need to talk about this one. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm about to say this is the first
obviously
game.
Messi getting
This
the
is the
easiest
first
group.
Hey, watch it.
Argentina getting the
Watch it.
easiest
Watch
group.
it, bro.
I
Watch
like
it.
this. Let's go.
We'll talk about that later if we
We'll
if
talk
you
about
don't
it
allow me. Group K, obviously the greatest team I want to win. Portugal first.
Yeah.
Colombia second. Congo third, which might be a little bit controversial, but I have Uzbekistan last for Congo.
You think Colombia can give Portugal kind of a run for their money in a sense?
I do.
Colombia?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
At least, because I mean, obviously, I think Portugal's gonna win that group, but
I still think Portugal breeze through that group.
Oh, okay.
100%. They have a solid midfield right now. Vitinha coming off a back-to-back PSG win.
Mm-hmm.
They have Bruno Fernandes breaking the Premier League assist record and qualifying for Champions League with Manchester United. Even though Man U were only playing like one match a week.
Watch it, bro.
One match a week.
Strays, man.
One match a week, and João Neves being like probably the most solid like center defensive midfielder we've seen in a long time, coming back again with that PSG team, which I think is like PSG's golden generation.
Oh yeah.
Back-to-back Champions League win. I think they might repeat.
That's not crazy to
That's
say.
not
That's
crazy
not
to
crazy
say.
to say, given how.
I think they might repeat, do the same thing.
That's
Real
not
Madrid
crazy.
did with
That's not
Zenit
a crazy take.
But
Madrid
I think
three-peated in there.
Yeah, Madrid
They're the only
three-peated.
team to do it.
But yeah, and well yeah.
That's
What was
your-
your-
I think we'll come back to talking about the Portugal team. I want to talk about that later, but
Okay.
I have the same thing as you. I think Uzbekistan, they have Kusanov
Kusanov? Yeah, they do.
for City. I don't know. He's
He
center,
plays
right?
for
Yeah,
City.
center
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
So I think I got Uzbekistan third, Congo last. Congo Portugal play next week, so I think like I haven't seen Congo play. I have like zero clue what they'll do. I don't know any of them. I don't know if they have any big players. Anyone who plays for Europe at all.
I'm pretty sure they do. I remember in like come back
So,
to
like,
me after that.
we can come
I
back
mean,
to that.
Wan-Bissaka plays for them.
I don't think this is one of the groups that matter, third and fourth though, because I don't think the third place team is going to come through anyways.
Yeah,
to be honest.
that's fair.
I think
There's two teams.
I think Portugal, Colombia goes through, and I think Uzbekistan, Congo are out, regardless.
Okay.
Because
I still think Congo finished first, but yeah. And the last group.
Here we go. Last one. This is England, guys. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Okay, this
Come on.
guy.
Come on.
I think England will. I think they have to be first.
Okay, they have to.
They have to.
If they aren't, there's a problem. Right?
I think this one is probably honest. I don't think you can really say much other than England, Croatia, Ghana, Panama. I think like it's pretty like honestly like there'll be a serious disappointment. Like Panama, I think they have to be last.
Yeah.
I think Ghana should be third.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a crazy take? You think Ghana's second?
No.
Okay.
Croatia is.
As a Nigerian, I can't read
I
that.
think the thing
I
is
know.
with Croatia is like Croatia could come out first. Like Croatia
Croatia is solid. That's the
2018
thing.
they
They're a
went to
good
a
team.
final.
They went to a
Yeah.
final.
2018 they went to a final. Right? The thing is, it's just that their team is old.
I mean,
But
it's just
Modric is one of my favorite players. of all
Modric is
time.
the face of the Croatian team, and Modric is an older player. But the thing is that Modric is an older player who's still playing well. Look at Ronaldo.
He's
Ronaldo's 40
Luka
years old.
Modric.
Messi is 38. Modric is still a pretty solid player. And
Balogun
they also
too.
have a lot of youngsters in the Croatian team. And like a lot of
Susic,
seasoned vets that are still
Susic,
good.
yeah.
Perisic, bro, they have Vardiol in their group. Vardiol,
Oh, I
and
actually forgot about
if you've seen what Vardiol has done for City, it's borderline
Kovacic.
insane.
Oh, the
Kovacic as well, Perisic, a lot of Stanisic as well, a lot of
They
Tich
have
here.
Sucic. He plays for
And-
Sociedad. And
Yeah, that is why and Mateo Kovacic as well. I genuinely, at first, for the longest time, I had Croatia winning that group ahead of England, because the thing about England right now is that with the way Tuchel is governing the team and him not calling a lot of bigger names up,
I
like
agree.
Alexander Arnold and Cole Palmer
Harry Maguire.
and
Yeah.
Harry Maguire as
Yeah,
well.
they also didn't.
Maguire's a solid defender
Yeah.
for England.
Yes,
That's
yes,
the thing.
Yeah.
But the thing is that I feel like with the way, at least from, we haven't seen them play it, but I think the way Tuchel wants to coach this team is more in the club format, because Tuchel is more of a seasoned club coach rather than like a World Cup type of coach, right?
Yeah.
From what I've seen. And I think that shows in his pickings for the national team. I think England can go through, and go very far, but I don't think it's crazy to say that they don't finish the top of the group. But I kind of agree with you in what you're saying. Ghana second, Panama last. I still think that there's a topic and a conversation to be had in if England beat Croatia in that group as well. They do have a lot of like star players. Marcus Rashford having an amazing season with Barcelona. Saka as well. I guess he won the Premier League. Whatever.
Come on, let's go.
Jordan Pickford.
I think
still a
Bellingham-
star.
Because one thing is in the World
Bellingham
Cup,
as well.
there's certain players that you look at that there's some who do well in the World Cup and do well in club football. That's
Yeah.
Bellingham. Like the reason he came to Madrid is from that World Cup. Like that we saw what he did.
Yeah,
But there's certain players like Gakpo, let's say, who like I think of Gakpo. I don't think of what he's doing for his club. I think about what he's doing
for
in the
his
World
for
Cup,
Netherlands.
Even
Rightfully
like
so.
last time, the Brazilian guy who scored that bicycle kick. Who played for
Richarlison.
yes, like
Yeah.
he's not called up.
That's the thing.
obviously, but I think Bellingham does that.
And that's the thing with England is because I mean, for starters, I believe not the best football, but the most intense football is played in England, and
Yes.
we're so very familiar with a lot of these like English player names, so we expect them to do so well. But then when it comes to the national stage, they just play a little bit differently, and it reflects a lot on like the English squad as well. But do I think that they can go far in this World Cup 100%?
As far as round of 16?
Round of 16 for sure.
Quarterfinals?
Quarterfinals, I don't think so.
No way.
I don't think England make.
Why?
Because if you design a pad for like the round of 16, who would they technically face group wise?
I think England's like the Arsenal of world football, of international football.
So like they're all hype, but they don't.
Yeah.
They fall
They're
short
all
of
hype, but they
16.
don't perform.
I think
they
I
really
think
don't.
Tuchel, like I think he
They
has
have-
too much pressure on him. One.
Yeah.
Another. This is a crazy stat, but there's never been a team to ever win the World Cup having a foreign manager.
Yeah, that too. That has never happened ever.
He obviously
Because
he
Tuchel's German, by the way.
was German,
Yeah.
And
But
he's coaching the English.
He coached English in England, so you know that
Yeah.
helps. But I think the disappointment I've heard some people say that the English squad that he called up is the biggest surprise they've ever seen. And
Yeah, I think so
I
too.
think like not calling Lewis Hall and Harry Maguire are the two.
Yeah, but that's the thing about England is that people are so used to like seeing like those big names. They're like, oh, you know, if you think about the English squad, you're thinking of your Harry Kane, your Cole Palmer, your Bukayo Saka, Conor Gallagher, even Phil Foden. Foden didn't get called up to this World Cup.
To be honest, that was not one of the names that I was shocked, but Foden has had a terrible season.
He has had a terrible season.
He
but that's the thing.
he was kind of like
in the
I won't say
past,
one
in the
wonder,
past,
but he didn't do.
in the past, when Gareth Southgate was still coaching England, we'll still see him getting called up. We'll still see Trent getting called up.
But
right?
Trent didn't get called up either. I forgot about
Trent
Trent.
didn't get called
Trent,
up.
which is
Trent had a
crazy.
horrible season.
But even then,
But that's the
this-
thing.
the
But
names,
but in the
right?
Trent
past,
had a horrible season. Trent had a great, especially
no,
how bad
but
Madrid is right now.
defensively, Trent is.
Yeah, well,
Trent had a
defensively,
bad- but
defensively,
that's
Trent has had a bad life.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but that's the thing.
The chances he creates, he's still. I think Trent, Palmer, Lewis Hall, and Maguire. I think having 4-star players that are not there is already a bad start. Like and while like, I understand like Ivan Toney, like he can take penalties or whatever, well so can Cole Palmer. But Cole Palmer still plays in
Cole
England.
Palmer. But if you look at Cole Palmer's season this year in England in Chelsea, and if you look at what Ivan Toney did in Saudi Arabia, I think Ivan Toney had a better
Cole
season.
Palmer
And I think,
has a good reputation for England. So does that.
but that's the thing though. That's
The reputation thing.
That's the problem with England is that they determine who gets called up based on your reputation and what they've done for the squad and like the star power that name carries. That's why people are so shocked when Trent didn't get called up. But Trent has not been good this season.
Trent also doesn't have a good relationship with the English team in general.
No, I think
So-
he does. He
He does.
just has a slight with the Liverpool And Liverpool's big in England because Trent was a snake to the Liverpool squad. With him joining Real Madrid.
That is kind of crazy.
But that's the thing about England. That's the thing about England is that people like England. People almost see England as like the face of football outside of South America.
Right.
Like if you think of a footballing nation outside of like
Brazil,
I guess Hispanic teams or like South American teams, you think of England.
It's England, yeah.
You think of England, but that's the thing because of this reputation that England has. People always think about the bigger names. If England really wanted to win a World Cup, they'd be calling people like Adam Wharton. Who's Adam Wharton? People don't even know who Adam Wharton is. Adam Wharton plays, I think it's Crystal Palace that he plays for, or don't quote me on that. I have to check again. But like Adam Wharton, he's had a phenomenal season as a midfielder. Right. But then is that people won't recognize that because he doesn't play for like a big 16 in the Premier League. Yeah. You know.
And I think that's probably the biggest reason is because it's every 4 years. If you have a bad year, you can find yourself out of the group, out of the team, basically. But your reputation can still carry you.
Into that squad. 100%.
And to build on that too, like, would you guys argue this is the strongest generation of
England? For England?
Yeah.
No, not even close.
Really?
Not
even with all the missed starts. Let's say they put the whole team together, they actually made the right selections. You still don't think this is?
It's still.
I think they do have a solid team.
Like, I think this is a good generation for England, but I don't think it's been your
Pickford.
Best generation.
He's a great goalie. He's got the best number 9 right now with Kane. Rashford has a great season. Anthony Gordon, I've heard has been good. I haven't been really watching.
Anthony Gordon's been.
Eze's been good. Other than Firmino's been good. Like Bellingham's been amazing. Declan Rice has been like great.
Yeah.
James, like they actually look at this team like.
But that's the thing.
But
because we're so used to those names and we believe in the star power of those names. But if you go back and look at their seasons that they've just recently had, if you look back on the season that people like Rich James has just had, or like what's his face, Jack Grealish or whatever, we don't really know Jack Grealish, bro. Jack Grealish.
He's not called up for sure.
He's not called up, but in 2022 he was called up.
Yeah.
And if you really start thinking about it, if you take Jack Grealish away from his name, you'd be like, okay, this is just a regular player that shouldn't get called up.
No, but I think a lot of these names we're saying, bar a couple, had a really good season for their prospective club.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, I'd say so.
But at the end of the day, I actually like England Croatia was the next week. If Croatia wins that game, I'm not gonna leave you're shocked at all.
Okay.
You're not gonna be shocked.
No.
Yeah. Okay. 100%. I think
if I watch the game, I'll be cheering for Croatia. I would much rather Croatia go through.
Right.
But regardless, they're gonna get second, so I don't think it matters. But
okay.
Yeah, and that's fair, honestly. So yeah, we got through. Obviously, it was long, but it was a great
It was
analysis.
good.
And honestly, I was really good at that. I told you.
But it's setting up other conversations.
So I think we should just kind of start it up, just kind of get in the groove here. Obviously, Argentina, they're coming in as defending champions. What are your opinions on them coming to this World Cup? Can they repeat? I know they're a team where I feel like a lot of their players may even be kind of leaving their peak. Do you guys agree on that? Like, where do you see this team?
I'll let AMAZIAH.
Let's go on. Start with that.
I think Argentina, I'm not a big fan of Argentina. I think last World Cup they had a pretty easy run. I think they have the easiest group right now.
They do.
So I think getting through the group stage, I think honestly, you have to respect Argentina as one of the most important, one of the biggest international teams out there. Yeah. So I think even if they had a difficult group, I still think they get out. So I don't want to slide on them like that. Mm-hmm. I think them winning is next to none. I think even I don't think I've heard many people saying Argentina's gonna come back. I think the players they have some good players. Like Enzo Fernandez is still
Julian Alvarez.
Is McAllister doing good? I actually have
Romero. McAllister's doing good. Yeah, he didn't play much this season for Liverpool. I mean, he didn't perform much, but his potential is still there. He's still active,
okay.
And he's still a solid.
Julian Alvarez, obviously, Nico Paz has been doing crazy. They got Lautaro Martinez.
Yeah, Lautaro Martinez, Emiliano Martinez, a good goalkeeper.
I think Messi, obviously being the face of that club, will get them. I don't think they get past round of 16, but
I disagree. I think
quarterfinals.
I think they get quarterfinals. But
I hope they don't get to
quarterfinals. For starters, one thing I would say is that the last time a country won back-to-back World Cup was 1938.
Right.
And this was not 1938. It was Italy. I think it was either 1948 or 38, but it was Italy. this was a long time ago.
Right.
It's very rare to see a country go back-to-back World Cup finals. Even France made the finals in 2022 after they won it in 2018. Maybe it's like the footballing gods just like not allowing a country to go back-to-back. But I don't think they go back-to-back this year either.
I don't think. Yeah,
but this year they do have a pretty solid squad. With names like Enzo Fernandez, Julian Alvarez,
their manager.
Scaloni is still their manager.
Yeah, I think he's a good manager. Obviously,
Yeah,
I think he's a good manager. I think they'll do well. I don't think they'll.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think they'll do well, but the thing is that because for starters, Argentina has a very easy group. Of course, giving Messi an easy group as well. Giving Messi special treatment.
That's crazy.
We saw how Messi scammed that last World Cup.
Hey,
no.
no.
You want to know a funny stat?
Oh my
You want to
God.
know a crazy stat? You want to know a crazy stat? Argentina has had as much penalties as in your last, I think, 5 or 3 games as Portugal has had in your last 22 games. Do you know how insane that is? You
hate Messi.
No, it's not. No, but let's actually talk about it. There's a lot of favoritism in there's a lot of favoritism in football.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to focus.
There's a narrative being written, obviously.
There's a narrative being written
Yeah.
because they like football likes to write a story.
We got 2 Ronaldo fans here. We're going.
I know this is crazy. We're gonna get to Portugal eventually.
We'll get to Portugal.
Would you say PSG versus Barca in 17? Was that right?
Did I say what?
Would you say PSG versus Barca? Remember the second leg?
The second leg?
Was it
2017?
2017? I don't really remember.
What was the?
I don't really
It
remember
was
that
like
game that
6-2. Barca was like 6-2 down.
Oh, like the remontada?
Remember?
I do remember.
Yeah.
The remontada?
Because people say that's rigged.
That Barcelona team was solid. That Barcelona team
That was
was
one of
solid.
Messi's best seasons.
That was one of Messi's best
2010,
seasons.
2010.
But I'm focused. That last World Cup that Argentina just won, bro. If you remember the game against Netherlands, there should be a lot of fouls being called, a lot of handballs, and a lot of red cards in that game for Argentina. But
bro started right in
bro,
there.
that mind you, that last World Cup was I hate to say this because it undermines the beauty of the World Cup, but it was a 7-game tournament, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in that tournament, Argentina had 5 penalties that Messi all took, and we need to people don't like to talk about it, but there's a lot of favoritism in football, and sometimes it applies to your favorite player, and Messi has faced a lot of favoritism. There's a lot of calls not being made against him, and the referees, they turn a blind eye to a lot of things. But that being said, I don't think they go far. I think the only reason they're ever gonna go far in this tournament is because of those. Group. Is because not because of the group. It's because of that favoritism. I'm being so serious. And I think the reason why Argentina may not do as well this World Cup is, for starters, they're having an easy group, so they're not being tested and challenged enough. That's why when they move into the next round and they start facing a lot more tougher groups, you're gonna find it a lot more harder for them. I think that can be a factor as to why they don't go far. But if Argentina are to even touch semifinals, this is gonna be because of favoritism. I
agree. I think favoritism plays a part. I think the favoritism in this competition is not as much around Messi, so I don't think it'll affect as well.
He's already won his World Cup.
2022, the whole world was wanting Messi, because at that time
people thought it was his last dance. Now here he is again.
I don't think they come out because their group is too easy and they're not getting challenged. But also the reason I said I don't think they get through quarterfinals, don't quote me on this, but I was looking through the predicted. I think if Portugal and Argentina both, which they will, come out at the top of their groups, I think they meet in the round of 16. So I think Argentina will get knocked out by Portugal then.
That would literally be.
I know. It would be a dream scenario.
Don't quote me on that, but I was trying to low-key be confusing me something with 1K, 2L, whatever. But I think that will be my final, to be honest.
Yeah,
that's my final.
I don't want it to be. I don't.
That's the equivalent of Bayern PSG.
Yeah, I disagree. I think an ideal final, if we want a blockbuster final, I think it would be a Portugal-Spain final. A Portugal-Spain final would be a blockbuster final a Brazil-Portugal, Brazil-Spain.
Portugal, I prefer.
That would be a blockbuster final, because I promise you, if Argentina touch the finals of a World Cup. I kid you not. There's gonna be some favoritism, black magic thing that's gonna happen with the refs,
yeah.
and you're gonna scam another World Cup final. Like again, no team has done a back-to-back World Cup since Italy in like. Can someone check? Was it 1956?
It probably was.
Let me see.
I think you're right on that. It's a long
Yeah,
time.
1938. 1938.
Right.
Almost 100, almost more than 80 years ago.
Okay, so
That's insane.
can Argentina repeat? These guys are saying no.
I'm saying
think
absolutely
valid
not.
points. I think valid points. Okay, well we'll get to Portugal. That's clearly these guys are big Portugal guys. I don't blame them. I like Ronaldo, Team Ronaldo. But also in this tournament, we have a lot of new generation of superstars, right? I kind of want to get into your opinions on kind of who you want to see. Like obviously there's the Bellinghams already touched on that. The Hollands, you said that with Norway. Mbappe, Yamal, I know this guy loves him. Who are your kind of players that you're most excited to see, and who do you think is gonna have a good tournament here?
I got 3 players.
Yes, sir.
Well, 4 players.
All right, let's hear it.
But for young players, Diomande for Ivory Coast. I think he will like. I don't think he's like obviously like. I think he'll shock the world from the perspective club or team he's coming from. It's a small country obviously like haven't done much in the World Cup, but I think what he's been doing in Sporting in Portugal has been good. So I think he can do a lot. I think Nico Paz for Argentina. I don't know how old he is.
Wait, Diomande plays for
Ivory Coast, is he not?
No, I know he plays for Ivory Coast, but
I think he plays for.
doesn't he play in La Liga?
Sporting. Good. Don't fact check me while I'm talking.
Okay.
I think this is Sporting. But Nico Paz, he plays in Italy, Serie A. I think he will do a lot for.
He plays for Leipzig. Oh,
Sure.
I guess we're both wrong. Maybe he's on loan.
He plays
or something.
for Leipzig.
He plays for Leipzig. Yeah, current team Leipzig.
Is he on loan? Check if he's on loan.
Let me see if it's on loan.
You gotta be on loan. He's on the website.
Anyways, check that, and then I got
That's funny. Well, he's coming to Liverpool.
Live analyst.
He's coming to Liverpool, so that's what that matters.
and Goulet. That's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Goulet?
Yeah.
So that's 2.
That's 3.
Oh, that's 3. Okay.
Because Goulet, he's the this season he was the most consistent player for Real Madrid.
I'm not moved.
Bro, did you see what he was doing against Bayern? Did you
Goulet?
see those goals?
He had like.
Bro,
He had good games. He had good games.
Yo, he had a good season.
He had a good. Okay, I guess.
Look, go look at Madrid.
Let's not forget the country he plays. Let's not forget the country he plays for. He plays for.
I know, but I'm saying
for Turkey.
I'm saying young talents are like. I'm not.
Okay.
Saying,
Oh, breakout. Oh, sorry.
I'm
Okay.
saying. I'm just saying.
But I
Young,
mean,
where you watch a game,
young
you're like,
talent.
Like,
But
I'm not
like,
saying like to like.
I think the country that they also play for plays a role in that. But for me, I guess it's kind of a given. But I think Lamine Yamal would be like. He probably has the best chance to be a young breakout star.
Yeah.
I also have Kenan Yildiz for Tunisia or Turkey. I always mix up the two. Kenan Yildiz, even though he's kind of, he plays in the Serie A, and I don't rate the Serie A. A lot of people don't rate Serie A. They play very slow and boring football. But I still think that on the World Cup stage, Kenan Yildiz has the potential and the resources to really like show up. I agree with you on Diomande as well. And there's a current player. I think he plays for England, Elliot Anderson, but I'm trying to remember the club he plays for.
He plays for Fulham.
Elliot Anderson, Fulham, maybe. I think Elliot Anderson or Nico O'Reilly. I'd say actually no, Nico O'Reilly. I'd argue Nico O'Reilly. I'd argue Nico O'Reilly over Elliot Anderson because Nico O'Reilly he plays for a big club. He plays for Man City, and we've seen how Nico O'Reilly has just like shown up for Man City whether it's in the FA Cup, whether it's in the Premier League, whether it's against like a lot of like the more challenging Prem teams. I think those guys, those names, Yamal, Yildiz, Diomande, I guess, and Nico O'Reilly, I think they have the potential to be the best breakout stars this World Cup as well. In terms of like the younger age, like U23, and in terms of like the older players, I guess then that's why you start making the argument for who wins the Golden Boot, who gets the most goals.
Right.
And unfortunately, the best striker doesn't always get the Golden Boot. I think one of the best strikers in the World Cup right now is Haaland, but Haaland unfortunately plays for Norway.
Right.
And in order to get the Golden Boot, you need to play a lot of matches to get a lot of goals. So I argue that the Golden Boot will either be between Dembele or Mbappe, if not Yamal. if not Yamal.
Right.
I think Dembele is one of those players who does not perform well
For
internationally for France,
okay.
right? Like I think 2022, like Dembele was not spoken about.
But that's the thing though. 2022.
I know now.
Was Dembele even balling? Was it? He was in Barcelona at that time, right?
He should have been.
Or was it PSG?
No,
I think he was in Barcelona at that time. 2022.
he has found, better form, that perfect form in PSG. So, but I don't think it'll.
You don't think he's gonna show up internationally?
I think it has to be. I don't. I think Lamine Yamal has the biggest potential to do some crazy stuff. I think.
1,000%.
But the thing is, I'm pretty sure he's coming on injury right now.
I don't think
He had a little something.
He had a little, yeah.
He had a little something with Barca.
But it's nothing.
This happened to Rooney, 06. It's young player, best in the world right. Well, not best in the world, but one of the best in the world right now.
And then they
little injury, and then this such a big narrative created around it. But Lamine Yamal has already shown what he can do for Spain and for Barcelona.
And for Barca. Oh my gosh, that was it. The Nations Cup 2022, the one that they most recently won. Mm-hmm. He was literally one of the best youngsters we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And also, a lot of people overlook this, but Endrick for Brazil. Endrick, I think
I take back. I forgot about Endrick. I put Endrick in there.
The season Endrick.
For Lille,
the season Endrick has had is almost like Wembanyama-esque.
Okay.
Because Wembanyama's 22, Endrick is I think 19 or 17.
Bro, he's pretty young.
He's young.
He's very young.
He came to Madrid at 16.
He's very young. Yeah. But the only problem with Endrick being a breakout star for Brazil is if Ancelotti is gonna start him. Because Endrick played for Real Madrid when Ancelotti was the coach, and they eventually ended up loaning him to Lyon or Lille to Ligue 1. And if Endrick shows back up again in an Ancelotti squad, is Ancelotti going to play him? That's going to be one of the biggest questions we're going to have to ask about Endrick. But if it was a situation where Endrick was starting, I think Endrick should be starting for Brazil. Despite his age, which a lot of people think about, they're like, oh, they should be letting the more older players start. I think Endrick is Brazil's striker right now, and they really need to own in on that. Because what he's done in Ligue 1, and even what he was doing in Madrid at times, he was damn near phenomenal. The
thing with Madrid is we have other issues, and he wasn't able to fit into that team.
That's fair.
So that was the issue. It's just
you wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, you're having an Mbappe come in, and you're having a 17.
But I think Endrick and Ancelotti have a good relationship. And
I hope so. Because I really want to see him play.
He came out and said that.
I really want to see him play.
I think Endrick could be show us some real Brazilian young talent.
Yeah.
I think actually he could really be an entertaining. Yeah. I think he could be a Lamine, obviously not like Lamine Yamal, but give you that excitement. I think he can give you that.
I think honestly, he has. The thing is that right now Lamine just plays for a big club. He plays for Barcelona, but possibly one of the biggest clubs. The biggest clubs in Spain. Sorry.
Well, they won't.
Arguably. But the thing is that if Endrick had enough, how do I say, star power and exposure, he can rival Lamine Yamal.
Okay.
And I think this World Cup is a very
golden opportunity. It could bring him to that stage.
It can bring him to that stage.
He'll be coming back to Madrid.
He's coming back. Yeah, he's going to come back to Madrid.
So this could get him on the stage for and with Jose Mourinho coming as well to Madrid. I think we could. I
think we can expect. We should. There's potential to make a lot of expectations on Endrick this tournament.
Wow, that's wow.
So I mean, with Lamine, he's already top 3, top 2 in the world right now, based on how people think.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And I was gonna say
this season, I don't think so.
Okay. Compared to his standards.
Yeah, I think if you're talking about this season, I think you would have to consider an Olise. I think you would have
to. Olise is balling.
Olise
is balling.
I say so, but
I think in the world, we're just saying generally.
Yeah.
Yes, Lamine is
okay. Yeah, okay.
He's top 3.
Top
1.
My thing is that. Sorry to cut you off. My thing is that Olise plays in such a easy league. He plays in
Right,
He plays in
Germany.
But what
yeah.
he is doing for Bayern is phenomenal.
Yes,
We can
If
even
you look at him,
the
Crystal
eye test.
Palace, if you looked at,
I
was looking at like highlights of it. Like he's
in Crystal Palace. He was amazing.
Honestly,
he was amazing.
Olise this season, like obviously he beat us, but like he excited me. Like other than the game against us, watching him,
That's fair.
he would actually like make me smile. Like,
That's fair.
He's nice, bro. He's nice.
I think the thing is that
he makes it look too easy. That's what
I think the thing, not that he makes it look. He does make it look easy.
He makes it look easy.
Players like Lamine Yamal, they've been challenged, they've been tested. Right? Lamine Yamal being in Barcelona, coming up against Real Madrid many times, Copa del Rey in the league, and in the Champions League against Atletico. Lamine Yamal has been tested, and he's proven that he can rise above those challenges. And in terms of has Olise been tested, I mean, Bayern didn't have that game against PSG.
He played in the Prem.
He did play in the Prem, but now he's in a new. He wasn't making as much waves as he is now when he was in the Prem.
But he was still crazy.
He was still crazy, and he still has that technique. But the thing was that Crystal Palace would always finish like mid-table.
You're not
right.
They're not relevant.
But now that he's in Bayern, and the thing is that the German league is a pretty easy league. Olise now in Bayern, having that star power, having a big team around him, having that recognition. Yeah. This is an opportunity to get tested, both in France and in that Bayern team. So I think he just has to rise up to the challenges before we can start making like top 3 conversations. I don't think Olise's top 3 in the world right now. Top 10 for sure. I don't think he's top 3.
I think this season I definitely say.
And I don't think even in the World Cup, I don't think he's a top 3.
I'm internationally no. I'm just saying based on the club season, I would definitely put him top 3.
You'd put him top 3? I wouldn't personally.
I don't think that's crazy.
I just come out to end this topic. Would you say it's fair? So like Messi was probably 06. He was the star of the tournament. Mbappe 2018 is Yamal.
Introduced himself.
Yeah, is Yamal? Is this his tournament then, or do you guys think that players like you just mentioned?
It's definitely like Yamal is 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Like
100%.
No doubt about it.
No doubt, undisputed.
He's the only. He's even more so than like. I don't. Well, to be fair, we weren't there for 06, but I think I've never seen like a player coming at this age. First, I was 19. First World Cup, and all the hype is around him.
And yeah,
even 2018
in
Mbappe,
the national team,
there's still like
2018 Mbappe was insane.
But there's still all these other names.
There's
still Messi, Ronaldo.
There was even
one guy going in.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I think
Lamine,
the spotlight on him, I've never seen it like this much on one player.
Yeah.
Like it's like with
and he hasn't even.
Many,
and another thing about Lamine is that he hasn't even created enough doubt to like. He hasn't shown anything that makes you doubt him. Like even in I think it was this recent Spanish Spain Nations League win and everything, like people even then people didn't like doubt that like Lamine wasn't gonna perform. He still performed. So I think
it's like more Portugal.
Only thing with him, I get concerned with his durability.
Yeah, that's another thing.
If you look at the hours over games that he's been playing, he plays. Like Flick has been playing consistently 90 minutes.
That is not normal, no.
And that's the problem. That's the problem.
Like
a lot of young players. That's the problem.
So that's why I was.
It's the same thing that happened with Saka.
And with this injury, that even though it's small, like
it's a hamstring, left hamstring.
Like and hamstring, that's a serious injury. I think with the amount of minutes he's been playing this whole season, that's why I was thinking like this could be a Rooney 06 type of thing. Like, I think there is a possibility. Obviously, even though he's a rival, I would hope not. I want to see him. Obviously, like
you always want to see young.
Still excited player. I still want to watch him, but I do think that is a possibility because of all the amount he's been playing this season and he's been producing club. But can he translate
club wise and nations wise? He's just phenomenal all around. But
all right, well, guys. Here for one reason and one reason only. You can see AMAZIAH's jersey. You can see Ronaldo. This guy, you've already seen his glaze, his Messi hate this whole episode. But listen, guys, obviously one of the biggest storylines, if not the biggest storyline, is Ronaldo in Portugal. This is Ronaldo's last dance, his last crack at ever getting a World Cup. Portugal, they have a good team. Can Ronaldo finally get over the hump and win his first ever World Cup? And there's gonna be a lot of challenges here. So what do you guys think? Obviously, your prediction, and then who do you think is probably the biggest threat to Portugal?
Let me talk about the
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Start with the guy with the Ronaldo jersey.
I'll let you.
Alright, let's
Let me
go.
talk
Okay,
about
good,
the
good.
thing.
I'll let you.
I think Portugal has that. I think they've never had a team like this. I think
Never.
Portugal
The best team.
is
Best
No,
team.
like no, he's saying like
This
this
is
has
the
never
best
had
Portugal
a
team.
The best
This is
team.
the best
Okay.
Portugal
this is the
team
best Portugal team
ever in your
Right.
entire
By, like,
history.
by a long shot. And when you look at PSG, when you just look at PSG, look at the different positions that PSG has. Nuno Mendes is. I don't think you can even argue. But there's not another left back in the world that's even close.
That's touching. Yeah, no one's touching.
There's no one touching him. If you look at midfielders this season, I'm not saying I'm separating this season versus in general.
Mhm.
I think even Barcelona fans, you have to admit, Vitinha is the best midfielder this season. I feel like look what he was doing. He's better than Pedri. He's better than anyone else.
Better than
João
better than
Neves?
Bellingham.
Better than
Already,
Bellingham. Yes,
all of
I will agree. João Neves, how old is he? 21, maybe
21.
22. Look what. Honestly, I didn't really know him much before this season. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't know if you. I heard his name, but I didn't really know much about him. I was watching PSG.
I've heard him in the past.
Right? I've seen him a little bit, but this season what he was doing, crazy. Bruno Fernandes.
I
I know. It might be. I don't watch the
Diamond.
that much, right? I watch.
Oh, no.
But he did.
Bruno, in my opinion, I think Bruno has been the best midfielder in the Premier League this season, even barring the fact that Declan Rice won the Premier League.
I think I agree.
And even got to the final. I think Bruno has been the best.
He beat the record. Did he not?
He did beat the record. Honestly, I think you can't even low-key argue that Bruno has been so consistent.
I don't think better than.
I don't think he's better than Vitinha, but Bruno has been so consistently good and like top 10 for the past 5 years, and this is coming. This is actually for the past 3 years, and this is coming as a Liverpool rival.
Yeah, it's right.
Bruno is.
He keeps my team afloat because I'm a Man U fan.
He's a Man U fan,
He
so
keeps
he
my team
knows. He
afloat.
knows.
He's your life track.
Literally,
He's literally the life
Literally.
jacket. Bruno is so consistently good, and I think the fact that he's in this Portuguese midfield.
We're not even done though.
I'll let you
Bernardo,
know.
because Bernardo Silva as well.
I disagree on that part.
I think Bernardo Silva is
He's
still.
older.
He's 30.
Bruno is 31.
Older.
But
And-
I think he's still producing even for City. I think he's still been doing like maybe I.
Well,
this
Madrid
season,
now.
City-
He's going to.
He's
Now
going to
Madrid. Now that we-
Breaking news: Ronaldo Silva's
Now-
going to Real
now
Madrid.
he's producing for Madrid. But this guy. I think the most important thing to talk about, which is this one's like can be controversial to some people, is Ronaldo. And if he should be a starter, I think any true like Portuguese fan, like we're Portuguese, right? We're Portuguese for now.
We're Portuguese spiritual.
We're Portuguese for now. I think Ronaldo starting is necessary because obviously I understand, he's obviously aged. I think he's the face of the club in terms of it's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, he's one of those players where he's one of those situations where the player is bigger than the club.
Right.
The player is bigger than the
The
club.
reputation thing, like
Portugal, bar Eusebio, it's like Cristiano Ronaldo, Eusebio second.
And like Luis Figo, that's the thing.
Yeah, Figo, but even Figo obviously amazing, like especially as a Madrid fan. But Ronaldo, it's
Ronaldo basically made this
internationally. Portugal
Portuguese
was
team.
literally there wasn't really much.
They were like I was having this argument online. I was like, before Ronaldo, Portugal was like we're just happy to be here team.
Yeah.
When it came to the World Cup, and my thing is that I do think Ronaldo should be starting in Portugal because when I look at their other strikers, nothing really moves me. R.I.P. Diego Jota. I think it was very sad what happened to Diego Jota. Portugal also losing a very important and an amazing player, generational player. Rest in peace, Diego Jota. But I think Ronaldo should start as a striker, but I think Ronaldo should be playing more of a support role. We've seen this many times where they try to build the team around Ronaldo.
This is what I agree.
The thing is that they build the team around Ronaldo, but the thing is that like Portugal shouldn't be a team, and Portugal shouldn't be a team you build around Ronaldo. The reason we've seen situations where, like for example, look at Argentina. They've built the team around Messi for a very long time, and it worked for them last time. That was because everyone was willing to play a supporting role for Messi. Di Maria was ready to do that. Octavio was ready to do that. What's his face? Dybala was ready to do that. All of them were ready to. They were like, "This is Messi's World Cup. This is Messi's World Cup, not Argentina's World Cup." They were willing to do that. And with Portugal now having a lot of rising talents, Bruno Fernandes, this guy Renato Viega, he has like the mustache. He looks like a Vilcher. My people always make that joke.
And Vilcher?
He looks like a Vilcher because of his mustache. Look at the picture of him. He literally looks like a Vilcher. Renato Viega, Nuno Mendes.
Oh, we can talk about Cancelo too.
Cancelo as well.
Yeah.
Rafael Leao.
Costa,
all these
their
players.
goalkeeper is
Costa,
amazing.
all these players.
Ruben Diaz.
There's
so
they're
many players
very.
you forget.
But that's the thing, and the thing is that because of Ronaldo's impact and influence, people want to build a team around Ronaldo and make these guys secondary. I think this tournament, they should have Ronaldo play a more supporting role and then have everyone's ability shine.
Right.
And I think this is the only way Portugal can possibly win this World Cup for Portugal and for Ronaldo. Because Ronaldo has contributed so much to the country and to the team. Ronaldo's been playing, Ronaldo debuted for Portugal in 2006. That was 20 years ago. Who was still playing back then? They were still having Raul as their midfielder back then. And people are like, oh, Ronaldo's never gonna win a World Cup with this Portuguese squad. But now they have the Bruno Fernandes, they have the João Neves, they have the Vitinha. This is Portugal's and Ronaldo's last chance. Sorry, this is Ronaldo's last chance to win a World Cup. Not Portugal's last chance. That's why I believe that they should have Ronaldo play a supporting role because that's the only way to really bring it home.
They have to build their team around the midfield.
They have to
build
build
a team around the midfield.
Team, basically, yeah.
But Ronaldo, because some people will criticize and say even, what was it, 2016 they won the Euros? They'll say like when they won Nations, when they won these different cups, that Ronaldo didn't do much.
Ronaldo carried them.
He's always
Bro, remember that hat-trick against Spain?
Yeah.
Ronaldo carried them.
He's
Look
always
at all the
carried them.
qualifiers. What Ronaldo does right now at this age is he scores clutch goals. That's what he does. And I think that's what he can do right now. I don't think you should build it around him, but I think when it comes to penalties, when it comes to just
little things like that, he should be taking that.
He needs to be there because no one else is going to do it.
No one else is
their
gonna do it.
front right now, they have Felix. They have
João Felix.
I think
João Felix.
I think
João Felix is
he disappointed the world,
amazing.
but I think
He just came up with an amazing season. And I think that because João Felix been in Al Nassr with Saudi Arabia and Ronaldo, João Felix won, I think it was it Golden Boot or Best
I don't know.
Player of the Year? And
know.
João Felix he won an award this Saudi Arabian team league that just passed. I think it was either the Golden Boot or like Best Player or something like that for Al Nassr. And I think that the fact that he's played with Ronaldo for a longer time now, league in, league out, week in, week out, I think I think João Felix should be started if Ronaldo started because if they have that synergy and that duo, if they can link up,
He will start. I think
they
he has
can.
to start.
It's literally going to be magical for Portugal. And in what you were saying that Ronaldo should be the face of Portugal when it comes to like when they need to like show force, like the penalties and things like that. I don't think
He's gonna come up first.
Ronaldo should not be taking free kicks for Portugal.
You got Bruno.
I disagree.
You got Bruno.
Bruno
You got
should be on
Bruno.
that.
You got
Bruno
Bruno.
should be on that. 1000%. And honestly, if
Hence, he has to come up first, 100%.
yeah, 1000%. And honestly, if Portugal want to win this World Cup, I feel like they just have to be willing to I don't want to say put Ronaldo aside, but they need to be willing to let the other players step up.
At the end of the day, when they
Step
win,
up.
it's Ronaldo's win. So
But
it's
that's the
so
thing.
it's not we're saying like
When they win,
I'd
I'd argue the opposite. When Portugal wins, it's like, oh, it's a win for Portugal. Ronaldo was just there. There's times where Ronaldo
think
was
so?
Really?
No, hold on. Let me finish.
Let him.
There's times where Portugal has won, and it was because of Ronaldo. Like against Spain, Euros, the hat trick, phenomenal. People are like, oh wow, this is Ronaldo's win. You know, Ronaldo won this for Portugal. Other times when Ronaldo hasn't been crazy integral, they'll be like, oh, it's a win for Portugal. Like whenever Ronaldo just has like a mediocre win for Portugal, they'll be like, oh, it's a win for Portugal. But it's when Portugal lose that's when they start saying, oh, it's because they're still starting 38-year-old Ronaldo.
Right.
It's because of Ronaldo. Like they're still trying to push this Ronaldo narrative. He's an old man. Ronaldo, like it becomes Ronaldo's team when Portugal loses.
Right.
But it becomes Portugal's team and Ronaldo's team when they win, and that's the problem.
I think he's still gonna play a pivotal role.
I think so.
I think
so
the
as
free
well.
kicks. I think he should still be taking something.
And-
I like Bruno in those situations
That's fair.
now. I like Bruno.
And overall, I feel like the biggest threat to Portugal would be Spain. Is literally Spain. People like. I don't think France. I think if France were to play Portugal, I think Portugal might come out on top against France. Against Germany as well.
These big teams, you look goalkeeper, backline, midfield, and they're attacking.
Yeah.
France, we talked about this earlier. France, everyone's hyped around them, but they brought like 6 or 7 players, all attackers, all crazy attackers. Their midfield, who do they have? Chouameni is the only midfielder they have.
Chouameni.
That's the only decent midfielder they have.
I'm missing Golo, man.
He didn't get called up. He didn't get called up.
It ain't coming big in the
No,
game.
he had a terrible season at Madrid. He didn't get called up, and then I can't even think. Their backline, Saliba is injured. He might not be playing the whole thing.
Saliba's injured. Maïgan is their best keeper they've had.
So they got
Jules
crazy
Koundé
attack,
as well.
but they want defense.
Yeah.
If you look at Portugal, Costa and
Port-
goalkeeper great. Their
Portugal
backline, they have the
are
best
so
left back in the world. They have the best
all-rounded.
midfield. The only thing is like their fronts. Yao Felix, honestly, I think he needs to show up because they also got Rafael Leao, who has I don't watch there, but
Rafael Leao, he's had
He needs to
pretty
show up.
underwhelming season.
He needs to show up.
in Milan.
But Spain is the next biggest threat. They have the best
Spain,
goalkeeper
yeah.
in the whole tournament. They have their back is like they got what, Kubarsi, right? Who else do they have?
For Spain,
In the back, yeah.
Cucurella, Cubarsi,
They got a good backline. Their midfield, obviously Pedri. They got obviously
Loki
Yamal.
Daniel, Loki. I mean, he plays more of a striker role, 9 role. But yeah, and also a lot of people aren't speaking about Germany as well. I think
What about Germany? Germany's not gonna do nothing though.
the thing is that
Germany's not
Germany.
gonna do nothing.
That's the thing. Germany has been
I think Germany
very
could,
underwhelming.
They could. I don't think they'll go past round of 32 unless they get lucky.
I disagree.
Actually,
I think they make at least round of 16 with players like with. I mean, the thing is that Leroy Sané, even though he's in Galatasaray, I think or Fenerbahce. Leroy Sané
from like
he left.
yeah he does
He left Germany already. I think in Germany, Neuer, Walter Made, Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala, Kimmich, Rudiger, Jonathan Tah, a lot of these players.
Neuer's still.
Neuer's still,
Is there a starter keeper?
Yeah,
Well, he's had a great
he's their
season.
captain.
One of the best goalies.
Neuer is the best goalkeeper of all time. Like,
Yeah.
He is. Club and country, he is.
Yeah,
He is.
that's a debate for another time.
It's not a debate.
But who
He really is.
is?
He's gonna argue Courtois. He's gonna argue Courtois. Buffon?
Oh wow!
I
I'm
disagree.
legend.
Courtois.
I disagree.
Italian legend.
I love Courtois, but Courtois even being better than Casillas is still a debate.
Still a debate.
But
I
that's
disagree.
another video.
I think
Next
another video. But I think Neuer is the best goalkeeper.
I think it's
of all
debate.
time.
I think it's fine. I think it's
Okay,
between
that's
the
fair.
two.
But with Portugal and going far in this World Cup, it just comes down to if they're willing to let Ronaldo do certain things and not be the face of the club all the time and recognize the star power that they have. Because right now with Portugal, everyone's just talking about, oh, it's Ronaldo's last chance, it's Ronaldo's last chance.
Yeah.
Like I was seeing tweets of people saying like, oh, Ronaldo needs to pull the Messi and just and scam his way to the World Cup, get a bunch of tap-ins and penalties and haha, at least we'll get a World Cup at the end of the day. You know, if they want to win that way, all well and good, at least the history books will say Ronaldo has a World Cup. But I think what Portugal needs to do is they need to recognize the star power that they have in João Felix, in their midfield, in their defense, and fully maximize it. And also having Ronaldo step down, but step up when it's needed for him to be there. Ronaldo's still a good free kick taker, but let Bruno take free kicks. Let Bruno take
My
free
opinion, I
kicks.
think group
Little
stage
things like
they
that.
should let him take free kicks because their group is. I think they have to get out that group stage. I don't think it's.
They do. I think
with
their group is relatively easy.
The Colombia,
Congo, and Uzbekistan.
I think they're gonna get out. So I think in the group stage, like allow him to take some free
Yeah.
kicks. Obviously, when you're playing in Spain, you're playing whatever. Yeah,
You're right.
Bruno Fernandes.
Because we saw in the last World Cup when it was it Morocco that got. I mean that could be a segue to our next topic. Who we think the dark horse is or whatever. With that Moroccan team, it was very unexpected for Morocco to perform like that against Portugal. Like their goalkeeper Bono, Hakim Ziyech, Hakimi as well. All those players showing up and like just taking Morocco to a third place finish. An African team, a third place finish in the World Cup, unheard of. But I think they need to be willing to let these Portuguese players do certain things when they can, and Ronaldo being like the face of the franchise, because Ronaldo's quite literally the face of the franchise in Portugal. Literally, a lot of people want to dispute it. A lot of people want to argue that, And I think in terms of like a player, I think if you look all around, in terms of a player having the most impact on a national team, I think Ronaldo has impacted Portugal more than Messi has for Argentina, more than Neymar has for Brazil, more than Mbappe has, more than for France, more than Zidane, all those players.
I think a lot of people would agree
hold on,
with that.
because
I think you should agree.
I think you should agree.
You look
with that.
at Maradona did it for
Messi.
Argentina.
Maradona did it for
Maradona before
Pele did
Messi.
it for Brazil, and then
Pele did
Neymar's
it.
trying to do it for Brazil. I don't think Neymar's gonna. I think
Brazil has a million names you can go to.
Yeah, before you get to
Before you get to
Neymar, right.
You can go in Portugal, you can name Eusebio, Figo, Ronaldo.
But that's the thing. Even Eusebio, and Figo didn't even. They're just like good. They're good Portuguese players.
Right.
Sorry, they're good players that just happen to be Portuguese.
But it's not like
That's the best way to put them.
Ronaldo
That's the best way to put them.
Portugal. So he
No,
changed
Maradona
it.
is the. I'm just kidding. Maradona is the Ronaldo of Argentina. But the thing is that Ronaldo performs for Portugal in their club. Ronaldo performs well as a player for both country and nationality. A lot of the names that you mentioned, like Eusebio and Figo, they are good players, but they just happen to be Portuguese.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't show up for Portugal when it needed.
But you could argue this because what people I don't agree, but what people would argue is well, Ronaldo has done the same.
Ronaldo has done the same.
No, that he hasn't shown up for Portugal.
Oh, yes, he has.
Because the reason that we want obviously Ronaldo to win so bad is you look at all these players, his resume is complete outside of international.
Ronaldo?
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't he what most international goals?
He has the most.
Yeah. Most international goals, not most
Yes,
World Cup.
most
yes,
international.
Yeah. Unless you want to
Yeah.
count Pele's goals and.
One thing though, pass me that jersey.
Bill
One thing we're not talking
Yeah,
about.
baby.
One thing that we talking about all these players. I like Mbappe. I'm not a crazy Mbappe fan, but we're talking about we took some time for Yamal. We took some time
Yeah.
for Ronaldo. We took some time for Messi. I low-key forgot until I saw him holding it like this the whole time. Like
Yeah.
Mbappe, I don't think this is actually that hard to take. Mbappe is 100% the best international football player we've seen in our lifetime, but he can arguably be the best World Cup player of all time or international player of all time. It's not. He is.
118.
I think he's
That's
four.
the
I think he's
final
4
22.
goals or 5 goals away from. I forgot the number one top goal scorer in the World Cup is a German player. I forgot his name. But do you know his name?
Miroslav Klose?
Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot. I don't know how much, but he's gonna break that within 4 games.
I think so. Honestly,
Hat-trick in the final.
I
Mbappe.
know it is crazy.
I made 2 penalties.
He was wild.
Two
He was
penalties,
wild.
but
It's
because
so crazy.
I don't. It's so crazy.
You're
It's so
downplaying
crazy.
it. You're
Did you
downplaying
watch
No,
it.
I'm not downplaying it.
Did you watch the game live?
I did.
Do you remember that volley?
I did.
I
I did.
don't like. That's the most memorable goal I've seen 9 times.
The
The reason why,
Yeah.
if it was any other player and if it was against like not Messi, I would like.
I don't remember.
okay,
Kingsley. We're talking about whatever OG scoring that goal,
Yeah.
that basket. This is like nothing compared to what.
Nah, he was wild, bro. He was
Literally,
wild, bro.
like in terms of like a player carrying a team and carrying a match, Mbappe was that guy. He was, and we never see Mbappe drop back. We never see Mbappe go on defense. Mbappe was going on defense, bro. He was going on defense because again, if that's why that World Cup. That's why I feel like that 22 final was such a tragedy because the wrong team won it. I don't care what anybody says. You can argue. You can say, oh, but they actually grinded to get there. It was not on Colo Morales' fault that Emiliano Martinez scored it. It wasn't their fault that they went into extra time. I don't care. The wrong team won that World Cup, and that was gonna be the story from the start. Literally, Argentina were supposed to leave that World Cup. They were literally about to finish 3rd after they lost to Saudi Arabia 2-1 in the group stages. Because back then the format was that it would be the first 2 teams that would just advance.
Right.
It would literally,
No third.
it would just be the first 2 teams that would advance. Argentina was 2nd place, and then I guess they showed up against Mexico, unfortunately, and then scammed their way to the top. Literally,
You're such a hater.
they scammed their way to the top. Literally, I was watching the Netherlands game, and I was seeing when it went to penalties. I saw when it went to penalties, and like the whole thing with like the red cards and the Netherlands bench coming off. I was like, oh my god, they just literally cheated their way into the finals. I'm like, it's over. Literally, like there was dread on my face. I was like, it's over. And Mbappe performs well for France. Mbappe, like if you put Mbappe in a French jersey, something just clicks.
And that's the thing is, I think like with this topic, we can get into who has the highest expectations. We'll start with Mbappe because we're talking. Who has the highest expectations in this World Cup? I think Mbappe, the pressure is on him because of what he's been doing
with Madrid.
Yeah. Because the thing is, the last, what is it? I think the stats like the last 6 or the last 5 managed to win the World Cup, or to win the UCL. That 3 of them have managed Mbappe, but never won it with it. Like it's Madrid won 2 in 3 years. Mbappe comes, we don't win.
And then
Luis Enrique got back to back.
And then Luis Enrique goes, he wins
with
2 with PSG, possibly 3 now. So he is disappointed. PSG, he's disappointed Madrid right now. He has to, but I think
he has to show face for France.
We're forgetting what he is
on the French team.
He's a different monster.
He's a different monster, but I feel like this time around, I don't think there's going to be a lot of pressures on him. I think there's a lot of expectations.
I think there's a lot of.
I think there's a lot of expectations.
Pressurized player, other than maybe Vinny.
But the thing is that Mbappe doesn't have pressure on him to perform because he has people like Ousmane Dembele in his right corner.
But
he has
Ousmane Dembele is not.
Doing.
Even though Ousmane Dembele is like club-wise, obviously like way better than Mbappe. Mbappe is still the face of France. Like if Dembele doesn't show up too much, I don't think the world is gonna be like disappointed.
But I mean,
but Mbappe doesn't show up.
Mbappe doesn't show up.
Even though Dembele is like he won the Ballon d'Or.
He's having a better season.
Well, arguably, like depending on what happens
honestly,
he could win again.
Dembele's having the career that Neymar should have had.
That's a very good point.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's low-key a very good point.
And
after the
I'm not gonna lie.
Stuff,
I'm not gonna lie. I don't rate Neymar as much as a lot of people do.
At his peak,
even his entire career, I don't rate Neymar's entire career as much as a lot of people.
That's fair.
Because
at his best,
he was.
There were 2 other people that were playing better than him.
At his best. But the thing is that the reason why people gas up Neymar so much is because of what he could have been.
I agree.
If I told you Neymar would basically finish his career with one Champions League for
Does he only have one?
For Barca.
For Barcelona.
For Barca. He got to the final in 2020, but they lost to Bayern.
No, he doesn't have one though.
He has one. He has one.
If I told you Neymar would finish his career with 1 Champions League, no Ballon d'Ors, no World Cup, being Brazilian and being that caliber of player.
14, he had the bag thing though in 14.
Yes, but like a lot of
there's
been
more.
Ronaldo tore his ACL like when he was playing in Man United, and then he went on to score 458 goals in 430 games in Real Madrid after tearing his ACL. Ronaldo doesn't even dribble like he used to. Ronaldo doesn't dribble like he used to.
Not anymore. No.
When Ronaldo pre-injury,
those United highlights.
Pre-injury, Ronaldo.
He
was the gap between him and Messi in terms of dribbling skills was like this. I'm not gonna lie. But Neymar, and the thing, personally, I don't think Neymar should have been called up for Brazil. If Brazil,
political.
Not even political.
But
Brazil would have assassinated him.
Yeah, but that's it. Ronaldo would have been done.
That's the thing. They would have put us down on the stick.
I think, like, even as a Madrid fan, I think Neymar is amazing. I know. I think he's unfortunate. 1, because of injuries. 2, because
he's so injury prone. It's laughable.
Look at like.
He left Barca and started picking up
Messi, like all these players that he's playing around, like he was playing around straight superstars. But I think in terms of Brazil, he has been the face of Brazil since Ronaldinho.
He has.
Bringing Neymar to Brazil to me is as important as bringing Ronaldo to Portugal.
But the thing is that Ronaldo can perform for Portugal. Messi can perform for Argentina. Mbappe can perform for France. Neymar cannot perform for Brazil.
What Neymar is
Neymar is just on.
He's not even a support player. But we were talking about Ronaldo. Not the team's not being built around, but he's a support player. Neymar is not even that. To be honest, I agree. Neymar is like on the bench, like but cheering on the players. Like he's injured right now.
Neymar is. I promise Neymar's quite literally on this Brazilian team. In case Brazil win it, they can be like Neymar was a part of the squad.
Right.
Neymar has a World Cup. That's it. Neymar will not be starting any games for Brazil. I promise you that. He might come on. He might come on so he can get like 30 minutes. 30 minutes.
That's
That
if
way
they're
they
up
can
in
be
the
like,
game,
okay,
right.
we can record his name on the record.
Right.
That way, if they do qualify for anything, we can technically say Neymar has this trophy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Neymar has not been performing for Brazil. He's not been performing club-wise. And if it wasn't for his iconicness and for the fact that it's Neymar Jr., Neymar would not have been called up for this World Cup.
Well, I don't think you can undermine that though.
Undermine what?
That iconicness.
I mean, yeah, you can't undermine the iconicness, but I don't think it's adding much to the squad. I think it's doing a lot for the country and for the fans, but I don't think it's doing much for the squad. I don't think so at all.
Rodrigo tore his ACL, right?
Yeah.
Bro, Neymar's torn his hamstring. No, Neymar's torn every muscle below his waist.
He
I promise you that.
said Rodrigo. But he's not. With Vinny there, let's talk about Vinny on this topic.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Mbappe being, having high expectation.
Yeah.
Mbappe has high expectation not because he hasn't delivered for France. If Mbappe, let's say, flops right now, he is already still a top 5 all-time World Cup player, international of all time. Even if they get knocked out in like the first round, it's possible. But in a hypothetical world, they get out of group stage, he's already solidified it. He has the pressure because of what he's been doing.
Because of what he's been doing with the club, and like
Neymar is different. Or sorry, Vinny Jr. is different. Vinny Jr. He's kind of the opposite, to be honest. Vinny Jr. actually, he, as much as people might hate on him, he has solidified his place at Madrid. In his early years, he's won already.
He hasn't
2
just done it
Champions
for
League.
Brazil. That's why
He's done the opposite. He has to solidify himself as the face to replace Neymar because he hasn't performed very well.
And right now, I'd argue that Rafinha might take that spot over Vinny.
I say no because Ancelotti and him. That's what I think.
That's fair.
I think Ancelotti having won Champions Leagues with Vinny, right? I think honestly, I find like if Militao and Rodrigo were able to, because we got the Madrid squad back, I think that would have been really ideal. Obviously, both of those guys,
Rodrigo's help.
ACLs are on ground right now, but I think Vinny has to show up for Brazil. But you see that goal he scored with it's the equivalent of like Shaq. What's it called when you break that? I forgot.
Like slam dunk?
No, when you break the net down, but there's I'm totally forgetting.
That backboard?
Yeah, but there's
like a name for it.
When they dunk and it breaks the whole thing.
Isn't there a name
the
for
glass shatters.
Well, that's just being a Shaq.
That's just Shaq. Either way.
I get what you mean.
No one does that. It's Shaq. That's
but there's a name for that. I forgot anyways. But Vinny against. No, but he shot. It was so hard. It broke through the net of the netting.
Wow.
Wow. It's a crazy goal. So his friendly games have been like I've watched them with the eyes. I've watched any games.
Wow. Yeah.
But I think
Brazil have a good chance of going farther, right? Brazil.
I was about to say.
Vamos Brazil, bro. Vamos Brazil.
Stop with that on.
But I think Brazil.
Shatter backward.
I think
No, but that's like
right.
Jordan one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think Brazil have a chance to perform well this World Cup. I don't think they're gonna win it. For me, my favorites are Spain, but the team that I would love to win it would either be Portugal or like Egypt or something, or like Senegal.
Is that a dark? Are these your dark horses?
I think Senegal is my dark horse for this World Cup tournament. I think they're gonna like really surprise a lot of people, even though they just came off an AFCON win. You can argue Morocco. I don't care. I think right now we're seeing a lot more like African players and African teams really like show up and start increasing their footballing like what's the word quality as well. And I think Senegal have a chance to really surprise a lot of people. If Senegal knocks out like in England, I wouldn't be surprised. If Senegal knocks out like a Germany, I really wouldn't be surprised. I'd be very happy, but I really wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Especially Germany, I can definitely see that happening.
Yeah.
So then your top 3 teams would be.
Yeah.
My top 3 teams, I guess, would be Spain, Portugal, and Senegal.
I wonder about you, brother. Dark horses. How's that?
We're talking about dark horse.
Are we talking about
Give me your favorites.
Give me your favorites. Including your dark horse. Because you had your dark horse there. So including your dark horse.
I think, unlike you, I say my favorites is Portugal, and I actually do think Portugal will win. I think Portugal's my favorites, and who I think will win. I think Spain for a second, and for third, like as much as we talk about France and their backline and all that,
Oh.
I still think France is in the top 3.
Oh, okay. Hold on. My top 3 are Spain, Portugal, and Brazil.
Okay.
My dark horse is Senegal.
Okay,
Or dark
and that's
horse.
your top 3.
Yeah, that's my top 3. My dark horse would be Norway.
No.
Because I think there's so many. I think there's so many dark horses. Like, because see, there's not a dark. Like last time around, it was Morocco, right? But even like Saudi Arabia beating Argentina, like that's a dark horse moment. Maybe not a dark horse team, but a dark horse moment. I think Ivory Coast definitely has obviously some quality. I think they can do something.
Yeah.
I think Norway is the biggest dark horse. Like that, they can actually go pretty far. Like I think they are the type of team that could show us what Morocco did last time.
Okay.
And
Maybe.
I think Turkey. I think they could.
Yeah, Turkey, they're a pretty solid team.
Thing
I
is,
can't lie.
this time around, you look through these names and you look through them like, damn, that's be a dark horse. That's a dark horse. You keep on going.
Yeah.
He just
Is
is
it
wrong.
Yeah.
the expansion that the word there's a lot
Maybe.
of like
I mean,
more,
because
more
of the
like-
expansion and because a lot of these players, like, we're so familiar with them in Europe,
right.
and like, it's like, oh, I didn't know this player played for this country. And, like,
Every
And then it
play,
starts-
every team, other than like the Jordans,
and the Curacao, the newer teams, and the
like maybe Iran, Iraq, like all these teams have a player who is like that they're in Europe and they've been performing.
they're
Yeah.
tested.
Some only have one. Like Uzbekistan have I always forget his name.
Kushner.
Yeah, Kushner from Man City, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Right, and he's what, a defender, right?
Yeah.
So like, he's not going to be carrying Uzbekistan out.
Mm.
But then there's teams like Ivory Coast who have Doué, who have Diomande.
Just-
The reason I got confused with Diomande is there's 2 Diomandes. They have
Oh.
Ousmane Diomande,
Okay.
who he plays for Sporting, and then there's other I don't know.
Well, the other Diomande plays for Leipzig,
And then the main.
but he's
Diomande-
still
Well, no,
like
he's the main Diomande. Like,
Yeah, he's-
I think that's what I was talking about.
he's like he has a good chance to be a breakout star.
three players who are like star players. So I think a team like Ivory Coast is a dark horse that can do something a little bit. I think Norway is a dark horse that can be like a third place team.
Yeah.
And I think Uzbekistan is a dark horse where it's like you can see one player play a good game but not really do much outside of that.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the World Cup is like randomly there's just gonna be that one player that just plays so well that you've never heard of, and then like after the World Cup, every club wants to sign them.
Paris.
You have your Diego Flora, and you have your like just all over
Biggest
the place.
tournament in the world, man. Like,
It is the biggest tournament.
Bigger than March Madness, bigger than Super
I
Bowl.
almost forgot because I think we talked about the floss for France, the floss for Portugal. I think the floss for Brazil as well. I kind of want to talk about Spain in a sense because I think obviously they don't have flaws, but obviously it's a tournament. You never know like who you run into or what could they.
They're the
face.
biggest difficulty, like for Portugal. I think in terms of, we look
They're
at
the team to beat.
they're the
in my
team that
opinion.
like their flaws are minimal.
They're,
They have the
they're
best
workable
goalkeeper.
flaws basically.
They have
Sorry?
the most.
They're workable flaws
They have-
compared to other teams.
There's
that are like
workable
this.
flaws,
Yeah,
but
workable
also they
flaws.
have, I guess, the most. Because we look at Portugal, we said they have the best midfield. I think by pretty far.
But their attack is pretty
But
their
nice.
attack is. So I think if you look
If
like
you look at
if
France,
you weigh
their
it out,
attack is
look at Spain. Like there's no part of their team where it's like they're
Any
really.
There's no gaps. There's no gaps.
It could be better.
Right.
But it's all like
Unai Simons, Dani Olmo,
Mhm.
Lamine Yamal,
David Raya is a goal.
David Raya as well.
and Garcia. Like
And Garcia,
the
right.
goalkeeper, like
every
they
they
two
have
of the
three
goalkeepers get
goalkeepers.
injured, and they still have one of the best
They
goalkeepers.
have David Raya, Unai Simons, and what's the other guy's name again?
Garcia.
Garcia as
I
well.
forgot his
Garcia plays for Barcelona.
Raya for
Arsenal,
Mhm.
and Unai Simons.
Yeah,
I think it was like a backup keeper for. Never mind.
good keeper anyway.
Either he's a great keeper.
Better,
Great keeper
better,
anyways.
better keeper than a lot of other team starters. So
Mm.
keepers, right?
They're just
So,
stacked, eh? They're just stacked
They're-
from top to bottom.
They're stacked, and like the way they play football, like we know the way they play football, it's so technical, and like they're very adaptable. They're very adaptable, and they just don't have any gaps in their armor as well. That's why I believe they're the team to beat. And honestly, like if I was gonna put money on them, I'd say I would be picking Spain to win.
Right.
But the thing is that we all want like our favorite player to win a World Cup. We all want our favorite country to win a World Cup and things like that. But I don't know, Spain. It would be shocking. It would be shocking if they don't make semifinals.
That's the expectation.
Yeah,
That's the expectation.
That's
so
the bar at least.
Yeah.
1000%. That's
World Cup
Anything can happen in the World Cup,
Literally.
but it would be a disappointment if they didn't. Well, if they make the finals, actually, it'd be a disappointment. But
Yeah.
at least semifinals.
So then, because then if things work out the right way, would they see Portugal in the semis? Is that how it works?
You have to look over.
No, that'd be like a crazy like. I mean, your bracket would just have to align. But like we do know that like the way they have it structured is like the top two teams.
Mm-hmm.
Based off the group, the teams that finish first, like the winner of Group A would play like second place for Group J or K or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they have it ordered. So that's why some people are like, oh, there's a chance that Argentina might see Portugal in like the next round.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, which I think would be literally the greatest match of all time.
Crazy
to watch.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, it wouldn't be a final, but it would be
still, man. Messi, Ronaldo, come on,
Messi,
the
Ronaldo.
final finale,
and hopefully Argentina don't scam your way too long.
Oh my
great.
god!
I'm so adamant
This
about
guy's
that.
clip farming, bro. All
I'm
these
not-
clips
I'm
are
not
just gonna be
clip farming.
Argentina.
I'm not clip
No, he genuinely thinks
I'm not
that.
saying-
He genuinely
We see
thinks
you though. We
We're
see you.
gonna
We
keep
appreciate
it in, right?
What?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But hey, are we good on time, MJ?
I think we're
Okay,
good.
well,
We're good.
listen. I mean, unless you guys want to, I think we'll end with like final matchup, final score. Because I think we've gone through everything. Like it's been a great
Basically.
episode. You guys, I told you, these guys are literally the best
Pros,
in Calgary.
pros.
Just going at it.
Let them work.
Me and MJ, we're like, yo,
Let them work,
just go
bro.
crazy.
Let
You
them
know what I'm
work.
saying? Go
Let them
crazy. They
work.
have gone crazy. So okay, I guess to end it off here, who are your final two teams? You kind of said who wins, but like, what's the score? And I guess how does the game go?
I think if we get to a final, it's a 2-1 win for Portugal against Spain.
Okay, that's what you want to happen. But
That's
you're
what I
saying
want
Spain
to happen.
wins. So then,
No. 2-1 win for Portugal against Spain.
okay.
Yeah, because I don't think Spain are just not going to score in that game. I think it's...
And how would Portugal defeat a Spain? Well, you just said stacked.
Well, honestly, the way I want it to happen would be just a Ronaldo penalty and some free kick or tap in, you know, or like a corner or something. Because obviously we want Ronaldo to just
Run a header.
40 yard volley.
Ain't none of that.
90
There's none of that.
It's not happening. It's
Yeah,
gonna be like some game that goes to extra time because both teams are generally gonna be duking it out. And then I think that's how Portugal cap off a World Cup win. If not, I think Spain, Portugal again, Spain win. Either way.
That's fair. All
I
right.
think Spain, Portugal, but I think it'll be like 2022. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game.
A high scoring
I
game.
think like 3-2.
3-2.
Wow.
That would be
'Cause
generational.
I know. I think looking at the a 2018 World Cup final was boring. I don't
Yeah.
know.
20 which one? 2018?
Was it France? And
No, that was 4-1 France, Croatia.
Yes.
Croatia,
It's
it's a blowout. Like,
Yeah.
it's a good game. but
It's a blowout, yeah.
It's a blowout. It's like PSG and Inter Milan, and I watched that game
5-1,
5-1, and it's just okay, you're just getting destroyed.
Yeah.
Versus last,
Getting blitzed.
when you're up 3-1, I'm not on my toes for the fourth goal to happen, right?
Yeah.
But
That's
2022, I was on my toes.
I mean, yeah, they were going back and
They
forth.
were
Beginning
going back
to
and
the
forth.
end. I think that cannot be replicated to that extent.
No,
that was
no,
just too good.
no way.
But I still do think like a 3-2 for Portugal. Spain.
Okay.
Yeah, Spain.
No, that's fair.
Against Spain, yeah.
That's fair. And so you guys both think they can get it done. They can overcome.
I
Spain.
hope. I'm praying that they do. I'm really
We'll see.
praying that they do.
Another episode after the
We'll
World
see.
Cup.
I know. Well,
Okay,
World Cup
hopefully.
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
Well,
hopefully.
without further ado, then I guess that concludes our first ever football episode. We really appreciate you, of course.
Thanks for
You know,
having us.
David, my boy, right here. We got AMAZIAH here too, coming through. You know what I'm saying?
Triple threat.
Triple threat,
What the-
expanding. We done what? Basketball, football. Now we're doing the other football, the better football, soccer,
the better
I'm saying,
football.
the real
The
football.
Real.
So it's been really good. But yeah, this is gonna go up on our YouTube channel as you'll see. We're posting a lot more content this summer. We're gonna get the boys back. Z's obviously not here. This is the first thing we've ever done without Z, so it's a little weird not having our host. I didn't nail that intro. Obviously, I did a pretty good job. That's why I'm not the host, but
pretty well.
I appreciate that. See, that's why I got these guys on the show, to hype me up. But yeah, no, thank you all for watching, and I guess we're gonna have to make another episode maybe when the World Cup ends to maybe follow up or something. But yeah, no.
Oh, and I just want to remind people. I know there's talk about the Super Bowl, NBA Finals, all that stuff. The World Cup is the greatest sporting event
You heard
ever.
it. You heard it.
Ever. No matter what people say, ever. It doesn't ever.
Knicks and Spurs is cool, We're
I
it's good. It's generational,
Yeah.
but
Every 4 years, man.
World
Every
Cup.
4 years.
This is like millennial.
This
That's
is
the
it.
best part about it.
Best tournament in the world.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you all for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys again soon.